So this is it, day 14. Listen, can I just say, I love Manchester. If it's not clear, I love this city. Okay, right, onto the challenge. So day 14, pull-ups. Yeah, beautiful work, really excited. Everything's going where it needs to be. 1,750 pull-ups remaining. 3,250 achieved so far. And the rings dips, honestly, to think that I'm at this point now in, what has it been? So 13 days, 13 training sessions, and the difference that it's absolutely made. I mean, honestly now, it's not going to get any realer than that for me. That is proof that this area here, the reason it's got to this point is through those three things: practice, patience, and persistence. And it's now getting to that point whereby I've got to tweak a little bit further. So I'm not finishing on the 5 reps max per set, but you know what? I'm not far off. So the progress is definitely there, and that's just within a short space of time. So listen, I've got 3,060 rings dips achieved so far, 1,940 left, and I'm super excited to get on with day 14. Okay, so I'm about to kickstart the pull-ups for today. So 250 5 kilogram weighted pull-ups and 280 gymnastic rings dips. But you know what? I want to kickstart off with a question that I've been asked. And do you know what? It's an important question. The question is, if my goals were easy, would I still want them? Now, this might seem like an obvious answer, so I'll cut to it and say, no, I wouldn't want them. But let me explain why. Okay. When I set myself a goal or a target, something that I want to achieve, I'm looking to push myself. I'm looking to challenge myself, so physically and mentally. So when I create fitness challenges, for example, like the one that I'm doing now in February, the one that I did in January, the 100,000 pull-ups in 2023 last year, and the 50,000 pull-ups in 2022 the year before, when I put challenges like that in play, it is really to stretch me. So the goals are set to be audacious in some way over a period of time. So if you think about the 50,000 pull-ups in 2022, I did not know that it would take me 152 days to complete that challenge. I just knew that there was a journey. There was a process, a plan put in place, but the journey, that's the exciting part. The outcome that I wanted to achieve was to complete the 50,000 pull-ups in 2022, and I did. But how I got there, that is the story. That's where the learning is. And it's the same for the 100,000 pull-ups in 2023. It's the same for the challenge in January 2024. And it's the same for February's challenge that I'm in right now. So if I set a challenge, if I set a goal and I knew this was super easy, the question is, would that stretch me? Would that mentally stretch me? Would that physically stretch me? And the answer is no. It wouldn't. How would it? How could it possibly do that? If I set myself a challenge that I consider to be really easy, it wouldn't mentally stimulate me, physically stimulate me, spiritually stimulate me. I'd be bored, and I'd question why I was doing that thing. So when I set myself challenges, solo pursuits, they have to be something that first of all, there's an element of enjoyment to it. Okay, I've talked about this before. Enjoyment is incredibly important, but that doesn't mean that there won't be mental challenges and physical challenges along the way. There won't be elements of, I can't believe that I set myself this challenge, or I'm really struggling with this challenge, or hurdles to overcome. Of course there are going to be those things. Of course they need to be there. And how I overcome those challenges, how I get into that mindset, how I plan for those challenges, how I prepare for those challenges, how I reflect on those challenges. All of those challenges make up the goal, because the goal is the outcome. So let's just say, let's take the challenge last year, 100,000 pull-ups in 2023. if I considered that was an easy challenge, and I completed that challenge in 151 days, if I thought that was an easy challenge, then I wouldn't have chosen that challenge. But from the offset, I thought, no, this sounds pretty challenging to me. I've got to commit to doing a minimum of X number of pull-ups a day. I think it was 274 pull-ups a day, something like that as a minimum. And in the end, I think it was about, 100,000 completed in 151 days. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what it was. It 662 pull-ups a day, something like that. I can't remember. You can check the maths on that. The point is, these were unknown things. I did not know that these things would be the final results. I didn't. The top level is 100,000 pull-ups in 2023. How I get there, well, that's up to me, and that's the journey, that's the process, that's all of those different things. That's what we can learn from, look back on, reflect upon, share that knowledge with others, all that sort of stuff, and it forms part of my experience. But it wasn't easy. It definitely wasn't easy. Listen, let me tell you, I had some ups and downs. I got ill during the challenge, and there were days when I thought, you know what, have I got this today? Have I got this challenge for me today? Physical pain was endured, of course it was. The callus tears, you've probably seen that in the videos. Lots of different things. So no, if it was easy, then it really wouldn't be a challenge. It would be a guarantee. So listen, that's a great question, and I could probably talk about this in more depth, but I think I've got this one covered. So I am fully hydrated, nicely meditated. Let me re-emphasize meditation, that is. So lots of breathing meditation, and I'm ready for it. Let's do it. So I just got in here now, and you know what? Someone just said, so what are you training today then? I went, pull-ups. Is there anything else? I think that's the thing. That's what I'm known for, I suppose, and I am ready for it. So I'm just stretching out at the moment, getting the ligaments and the tendons all stretched out, and yeah, I feel good. But it's nothing's guaranteed, remember. But I'm on it. I'm feeling it. Feeling good. See you soon. Okay. 250 pull-ups, done. 5 kilogram weight. Let's get on with the rings dips. Okay, so that is the challenge done for today. So, you know, I've done the pull-ups, 250 pull-ups with the 5 kilogram weight. I've done the 280 rings dips, but really interesting in the second block of those. I maxed out on the 5 reps max, and then went down to 4 reps max a lot earlier on than I thought. So technically there's no progress there. If anything, today's performance is not as good as yesterday's performance. So that's interesting. Reasons for that, I'm going to have to mull that over a little bit. I'm really going to have to think about what that is. But I've achieved the 280 rings dips in the aggregate, so I'm on set for the challenge for today. But yeah, listen, I'll reflect back on it. It could be lots of different things. Let's see what they could be. I'm thinking too hard. Listen, I'll chew it over. I will reflect upon it, and I'll bounce back ready for tomorrow. But listen, you know something? I've had some conversations with people today about the challenges that they're on. So this might be relevant for you. A couple of them have said that the challenges aren't going where they need them to go. So their challenges, for example, training for a marathon, and somebody else is training for, what is it now? I think it's an Ironman triathlon. I've spoken to so many different people today. It's an amazing event, basically, that they're training for, and the training plan isn't going how they want it to go exactly. So what do you mean by that? Why isn't it going how you thought it would go? And it's basically coming down to the fact that they've got this very strict regime that they're working on, a bit like me when I started out February's challenge, and they're not hitting the numbers, they're not hitting the certain things that they're focusing on. So we had this little three-way chat, if you will, about what it feels like when things aren't going your way. So you put things in place, you put targets in place, things that you want to achieve, you plan things out and you want to achieve those things. So what is the mindset around that? And I think it isn't just one thing. Mindset isn't just one thing, it's a combination of different things. Mindset can be influenced by so many different things, but the reality of it is sometimes we have to acknowledge why we're feeling a certain way. And that thing might be a feeling or a sensation that we don't want to feel because it doesn't make us feel good. For example, some sort of feeling that it's not a good feeling. I don't want to put too many labels on this, but basically things aren't going your way, or things aren't going the way you wanted them to go. I think it's okay to talk about that, in my opinion, but drill down to why that is not the case, because then logic can prevail. So you can think to yourself, right, well, didn't go that way that day because of X, Y, and Z. So logic prevails. You start to think about the possible reasons for that. And then remind yourself that you are a human being which is focusing on an audacious challenge, whatever it is. Like I've got my challenge, they've got their challenge. And remind yourself of why you're doing it. And also, if it was easy, which goes back to the start of this video, if it was easy, if the challenge was guaranteed to be easy, then really would it be challenging? Would it be mentally and physically challenging? Would you have any stories, anything to talk about, any learning to take away from that, anything to share with anybody else? I don't think you would. And I think that's why it sparks off conversations, because there's one thing somebody sharing honestly, authentically, how they feel about a situation when it's not going well, but also when it's going great. Listen, everybody likes to talk about how things are going amazing, and that's wonderful. Of course it is. But why is it going wonderful? Why is it going amazing? It's the same for why isn't it going how you want it to go? Why aren't you feeling great about it? So it's just really drilling down into it. So I'm going to be doing the same today about my performance, albeit that slight differentiator as to why I didn't get the 5 reps max in the second block of the rings dips, as I thought that I would do. But you know what? I'm not going to put myself under pressure. I've enjoyed today's session. I'm feeling great. Thank you for staying with me on this journey. As always, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. See you soon.